Hello, beautiful souls. How are you doing on this fabulous Wednesday, the 24th? Kathleen here with MustangMindset.com, your intuitive life coach for sensitive animal lovers and also your animal communicator that helps guide you in life. Anyway, I wanted to pop in with some midweek messages. First, want to mention the latest article of the Animal Empath Journal comes out tomorrow. And I've actually got some suggestions for tools to help you tap into your intuition, especially when you're feeling stuck, you don't know what direction to go in. And so it's very informative. I spend a good day out of my week writing, coming up with thoughts, suggestions, ideas, advice through these articles, and you can subscribe for free. There's also a couple of options where we include some animal angel messages as well. So you can check those out. And also message me if you really feel stuck as far as, again, spinning in your head, not having clarity. You need guidance. This is something I really excel at, is helping you dive into your intuition, also sharing messages from my intuition and helping you to get unstuck and on track in life. So message me or book a call. It's called the Clarity and Purpose Discovery Call. I do share personal, private animal wisdom with you. So anyway, that being said, I wanted to dive into a few messages here and see where we're at midweek with guidance. This one stands out very strongly. Oh my gosh. We just had this one recently. The vulture spirit and nothing is wasted. All this stuff that's happening in your life, all of the, whether it's the drama, the trauma, the relationships, the crazy job or the crazy boss or the crazy family members or whatever is going on, there's a reason for all of it. So do know that nothing is wasted. You know, there's a reason why all of this happens. So yeah, that's the vulture. With the crown. There's a crown on that vulture. So know that everything happens for a reason. Nothing is wasted. You know, if you've spent money even on something and maybe you think it was a waste of money, it wasn't a waste because there's some reason why you had to do it. So again, there's a reason for everything. So just know that nothing is wasted. And let me see if anything else is coming in on that. You know, and there's also imagery about the vulture flying and freedom and being able to pick and choose. The words that came to me are pick and choose. Are you picking and choosing, or are you taking whatever you can get? You know, if you imagine the vulture flying around and there may be different things out there to pick and choose from. So again, whether it is the career, whether it is the relationships, whether it's your place of living, for example, you can pick and choose between different things out there. So, you know, fly above. I always like to use that analogy. Fly above all the drama and the trauma and pick and choose, you know, what you want to listen to as well. You know, there's so much noise out there, right? In the media, social media, in the news, whatever. Pick and choose what you want to listen to. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. You know, don't go with that. part of this intuition, and again, in tomorrow's article, there's going to be some tools to help you tap into what feels right, what doesn't feel right, and then you know what to pick and choose from as well. So let those tools be your guide. And, you know, I'm sharing 4 thoughts around tools in tomorrow's article. So anyway, pick and choose. That's what the vulture does, right? Let's fly over. Yeah, I don't want that. No, that's a bit scuzzy. And go with what really resonates with you. So, you know, I think we had this one recently as well. White Raven Magic. Here's another bird. Trust, White Raven Spirit, I should say. But it's trusting in the magic. You know, and as you're flying above the drama and the trauma, you know that there's still magic out there among the bits and pieces and the scraps and whatever. Trust in that guidance, you know, as you're flying through life. When the Canadian geese, you know, I think of the Canadian geese, and they know intuitively how to be in formation. You know, if you ever see that flying V formation, and then there's like a leader in the front, and they know exactly, you know, how to position themselves. Again, this goes back, trusting in the magic is trusting in your intuition. That's where the magic is. And some people say, but that's within you. And what about God? You know, what about source? What about divine insight? Well, where does all this come from? You know, where do these emotions come from? And when we get chills, you know, where does that come from? So trust in the magic of your intuition, like those, you know, Canadian geese and other birds who are flying in formation, who are following their intuition, their instinct, right? We have instincts as well. So you really want to trust in the magic of your instincts. So far we've got 2 birds. Pick and choose. When you pick and choose, like the vulture, again, it's trusting your intuition, knowing what to go with. And the white raven, trusting in the magic, again, is your intuition as you're flying above it all. So let's see if we get another bird or what we're going to get. Perhaps not, but we shall see. This word trust is coming up a lot. So we have the whale. Trust the great mystery. We just had trust the magic. And I was talking about your intuition. Trust the great mystery. We might not see where we're going as we're flying through life, as I was just talking about. And there's a lot of mystery to it. Sometimes, you know, when we're following our intuition, because that's a lot of what I get here, which is ironic because that's what tomorrow's article is about, is your intuition. Trust the great mystery. And, you know, you don't have to see the whole staircase if you've ever seen the documentary The Secret. And there's a quote in there, and I think it's Martin Luther King, but it's something about you don't have to see the whole staircase. You know, just take one step at a time. Or Mother Teresa said, just help one person at a time. You know, doing one thing at a time and knowing that whether you're making an impact or you're just following each step of your intuition, that inner guidance, and trust that it's leading you in the right direction, because you might not see it all. It can take a while for things to really unfold and to become clear and to get the whole picture. It's like the headlights when you're driving at night and you can't see everything, you know, it's dark out there, but, you know, go where you can see, follow where the intuition is taking you now. And, you know, the whales, they listen to those sounds underwater, right? There's so much water. How much water is there on Earth? A massive amount, right? And they're just going along, right, in the vast ocean, and maybe listening to the sounds and following their intuition. So your intuition is here to guide you, and it's time to trust in where it's guiding you. So trust in the magic. So we've had the word trust coming up twice. In the article, I mentioned trust, as in sometimes we don't trust our intuition. So it's all tying together. Let's see what this one is. And here's the pig. Ironically, the pig kind of has wings here. The pig spirit says, use your mind wisely. And so in tomorrow's article in the Animal Empath Journal, I talk about how we can get stuck in analysis paralysis. And our conscious mind is like 13%. That's not where our power is. Our power is the other 87%. It's the subconscious. It's our inner guidance, our emotional guidance system. So use your mind wisely. Trust your intuition, though. Trust in the magic, and, you know, use your mind wisely. We don't necessarily follow our mind at all times. Sometimes we need to follow our heart. So be wise when it comes to the mind. And let me tuning in to the pig some more. But it's like the vulture spirit, where I was saying, you know, pick and choose as you're flying over and you're looking at the choices you have. Follow your intuition, pick and choose. And the pig is on a similar path here of picking and choosing, even though we think of pigs as being wallowing in everything, I guess. Not necessarily. I suppose there's things they don't like. This pig is pretty well dressed, I think. So use your mind wisely and listen to your intuition as you're flying along. And again, tuning into all of the noise that's out there. Choose the information wisely that's out there right now on social media, in the news. Try not to get sucked into the drama and the trauma, because it, especially as empaths, it really throws us off. And I mentioned this in the article as well, because we pick up on so much noise out there. We're empathic, we're sensitive to animals, we're sensitive to people and social media and everything. And, you know, we pick up on all this stuff. And then that's when we can really lose sight of our intuition, because we've been, you know, we're picking up on others' information and stuff that they're putting out there. And then we can get confused as to what message is coming from within us or outside of us. And then we spin around in this cobweb. And that's where we as empaths can really get stuck. So use your mind wisely, pick and choose wisely, and trust in the magic of your intuition. Let's pull another card and see what's happening now. If anybody else is flying around out there. Whale spirit is underwater and everybody else is up in the air. Kind of. Okay. And this one keeps coming up on occasion too. The panther spirit, reclaim your power. And I think it was just yesterday I shared a post on my program called Reclaim Your Power. And it's about, cutting off the toxic stuff, whether it's narcissists or whatever, and breaking trauma bonds and taking your power back. Many people have lost their power in today's society. We give it up to somebody else. We give it up to politics or whatever it is out there. I don't want to get controversial, but things happen. And are you in your power or are you in somebody else's power? It could be a relationship. It could be a boss. I've been married to narcissists twice. This is why I created the program called Reclaim Your Power, because it's about healing from these toxic cycles. And reclaiming your power, too, is about taking back your intuition and not listening to others so much and following, their advice. Listen to your own inner guidance. So that's where your power, and it's such a powerful expression too on Panther and the Panther's eyes, right? It's that intuition there. Reclaim your intuition. I think we just, I don't know. Some kind of power went out here. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I guess a light went out. So maybe, here we are. Perhaps that's a really good message there, right? Something happening there, but reclaim your power. Take it back. And not tapping into other people, their emotion, their energy, their anger, their hatred. It's contagious, right? All these negative emotions, and then we absorb it. And the other day I was doing a meditation of imagine standing under a waterfall and washing away that negativity. Use the power of your mind. I talk about that in tomorrow's article in the journal about using those meditative and visualizing tools to wash things away, cleanse the negative stuff from everybody else that's out there, because it's clouding. And here's a word that just popped into my head as I said this: the clouded leopard. There is, I believe, a species called the clouded leopard. And the light's going on and off here. Is your intuition being clouded, by other people's emotions and the emotions that are on the internet? Imagine how you feel when you are relaxed. Maybe when you wake up in the morning. This is why I say when you wake up in the morning, get out your journal, write about what you're grateful for, say your affirmations. You're in that state where you're not clouded. Then you pick up your phone and you're on the internet and you see all this stuff from other people about what they're mad about, what they're upset about, and you see animal abuse, and then you get into an uproar. Take back your power and don't allow it to go to others, and don't allow it to, be fed by the internet. So tune into who you really are and trust the magic that's within you, not out there. Pick and choose like the vulture does. Fly above the drama and the trauma and pick and choose the information while you're connected to your own magic and your own inner guidance. Trust in the mystery of where your guidance is taking you, of where your intuition is taking you. It's, the answers will unfold with time. You might not see it immediately. So, and again, using your mind wisely. Tap into your heart and listen to your heart. Get out of your head and into your heart and be wise about where your mind goes. Like I say, especially with social media and news these days, use it wisely. So anyway, I hope all of these messages have helped you at midweek. Just felt like I wanted to come on here more often, share some more messages. I'm going to be sharing some horse wisdom soon as well. So anyway, my offer to you for help, if you're feeling stuck again, is I offer the free clarity and purpose call where we dive into one-to-one and some private animal wisdom for you and discuss the possibility of what you can do to move forward, as well as tomorrow's article in the journal, which will be coming out. And do subscribe. You can subscribe for free, and it goes straight to your inbox, so you don't have to go looking for it every week. Because I really thoughtfully, I use my mind wisely, and I certainly use my intuition each week and ask, what do they need to hear? And I tune into that, and then the message flows, and that's why I wrote tomorrow's article about how to use your intuition. So anyway, so many of us get lost in the mess that's out there in the crazy world that we're in. As powerful empaths, sensitives, healers that we are, it's time to, again, reclaim our power and get back to ourselves and help the world in a way that only we can, and avoid getting clouded by all the junk that's out there that's stopping us. It's putting up barriers to our power and how we can help the world one step at a time. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to comment. Would love to see your comments. And I'll be posting this on YouTube as well. And if you're in my group, thanks for tuning in, the Animal Angel Connection. See you all again soon. Bye for now, everyone.